with Assets and Arbitrage, here to bring you guys another show. We have just a few updates. The show won't be too long today, but first,
Yes, first, we always have to do, we got to shout out the family. So here is our eldest son. This is our eldest son. His name is Sean, Tayshawn, and it is his birthday today. Today, so we wanted to shout him out. 22nd birthday to our firstborn son. Isn't that amazing? That's amazing. That's
Happy
amazing.
birthday, good brother.
Thank you. 22nd. So what we do, customarily in the Simon household, we will toast to this young man this evening. So Sean, if you don't mind, I put the two shot glasses over there. We will toast. We will toast for the people. It has been a wonderful day. We ate cake. We asked Sean what he wanted for his birthday as far as food choices. He chose Chinese food. So there it is. They had Chinese food. What else? What else is going on? He's got a lot of money. Friday we will be taking him
Oh, you got
and
a
his
lot of money.
girlfriend, his young girlfriend, to the Brazilian steakhouse. All you can eat Brazilian steakhouse. It should be great. Everybody's excited, and it's been a great week. And the birthday of our eldest son. And so this is what we do. We're gonna toast off to our son. Come on, mom. Mom acts like she don't want to toast off. Mom, come on, mom. You're not gonna do it, mom. No, I give you the shot glasses. I got another glass in the cut. I keep glasses in the cut. Family is in here. Oh yeah, people are in here. Come on, mom. I got your glass right here. I put your glass right here. Okay. All right, mom has passed here. All right. I am very proud of you. I love you. And there we go.
Happy birthday, good brother. I'll take it
Hey,
back.
woo, woo. That's gasolina. All right. Woo, that was strong. Okay. So let's get down to business, y'all. You ready? We're gonna bring back in the Queen Mother, and we're gonna get down to business, y'all. So I had found a few articles this morning I thought was very important. I thought that maybe we should go over. And we got the chief here. The chief is in the building.
What's up?
The chief is here to bring his wisdom, his everlasting wisdom. We always love his point of view. So here we go, and we always want to hear definitely what the chief has to say. Yes,
I
ma'am.
just welcome the people in the chat.
Oh, go
What's
ahead.
going
Welcome
on?
to the chat.
Yeah, before we start, I do want to welcome the people in the chat because you guys are extremely loyal, right? As soon as we go live and we don't even have a schedule, y'all are in here. So I always want to shout you out. Rick W said 100. E. Devanel said gratitude, greetings, peace, and blessings. Simon family, E. Devanel, thank you so much for your peace and your blessings. And we wish you and your family peace and blessings as well. Let's square. Happy birthday, young man. Great looking shirt. What does he have on, a Steelers shirt today?
Yeah, oh
Yeah,
man.
you
My
got
bad.
the
I
Steelers
made you
shirt on.
take that off. My bad.
The two
Nope.
Bengal fans in the
Yeah,
frame,
my
one
bad.
and two.
At 3, shit.
Crypto said, boom. I'm not, it's
Yeah,
long. It's been a long 20 something years, Grizz.
he'll be all right.
BK Crypto said, boom. Thank you so much for joining us, BK Crypto.
Yeah.
If you know, said happy birthday. Thank you so much for joining us. Dripka Coonley said, Big Mama Prime Creator, thank you so much for joining us again, because I know the last live was your first live. So the fact that you came back, we really, really appreciate. WIL45 said, what's up? What's up, WIL45?
Oh, yes, indeed. What's up? We got.
Thank you for joining us. I thought you were talking to me.
Oh no, I'm sorry. I was pointing at you.
More life, more joy, more prosperity. Shawnee's birthday wishes to you. More wealth and abundance in your life. So say one, so say all. I say. Drip Coonley also said love, honor, respect, family.
Turn the shirt inside out.
She's basically calling upon the name of Alua. Yeah, let's have him swizzle. He got like 2 or 3 hairs on his chest. He's getting there, right? He's getting there. You never know. He's got like 1 or 2, 3. He's just saying he's a young guy.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Compared to today, he's a young guy. But thank you all for the birthday wishes for him. Go ahead, you can say.
Thank you for the birthday wishes. Appreciate it.
All
man.
right, you guys. Chris, did you want to say something? I felt like I almost cut you off there.
No, you ain't cut me off. Just happy birthday to that young brother. I remember when he was a young kid back when y'all was still here. So, he's progressed to be a staple in the household, and he a grown ass man now. So he doing his thing. That's cool.
And we're
Salute.
extremely proud of him. We couldn't have been prouder of him.
Salute to that brother.
So,
So,
bye, baby.
yeah, so I'll jump right into it, man. And got to be redundant, but I mean, this this stuff is redundant. So we're gonna go back over some brick stuff, man. Unfortunately, but this is new upcoming information. So the title of this story is, and this is coming from Watcher Guru. Okay, China central bank is dumping U.S. dollar in the currency market. So let's go and read over this a little bit and see why this affects it. Chinese central banks dumped the U.S. dollar in the currency market for 3 consecutive days in December this month. The Chinese state-run bank sold U.S. dollars in the spot foreign exchange as retaliation to Moody's negative rating on the yuan. The rating agency Moody's cut the Chinese yuan outlook to negative, and China did not take the move lightly. BRICS members, China, the main BRICS member, China, resorted to offloading the U.S. dollar in an attempt to keep the Chinese yuan from falling. So let's go on. Let's get into this thing. The BRICS country, China, sold the U.S. dollar in currency markets for 3 consecutive days from December 5th to 8th. While China dumped the U.S. dollar aggressively on Monday and Tuesday, Wednesday, the sell-off was mild, reported by Reuters. Okay, so we're getting great sources here. So the state-run banks were seen purchasing Chinese yuan immediately after dumping the U.S. dollar in the spot forex market. The move is almost, the move is almost tilting the Chinese yuan into a favorable position against the U.S. dollar. BRICS members every tactic to keep Chinese yuan ahead of the U.S. dollar in the markets. And so we're going to go over the market in the United States that this affects. But this is what I want to talk about now. We have a second story, BRICS, U.S. dollar victim of Chinese aggression. So what I want to talk about right here, these things that China are doing, this is acts of war. So we have to understand that this is an act of war. War doesn't have to be what you see on TV and all that. This is an act of war because when you aggressively try to destabilize a country's currency, which will eventually destabilize this is war, and people should know this is what China is trying to do, along with bringing in other members to their BRICS plus nations. I wonder what you guys thought about the dumping of the dollar and acts of war.
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's the same thing you were going to say, which is basically a lot of people have been programmed as to what war looks like. And I tell you off the time, it's more mental than anything, right? So, one, we, the people, we talked about this a few shows ago, you have all of these things working against you at the same time. That is what a conspiracy is. I feel like the average person doesn't really know what the word conspiracy means. When things are conspiring against you, it is a thing. It's not a theory. It's an actual thing. So we have all of these dollars that are being given to all of these different countries. Nothing's really staying in our local economy. Then you have BRICS nation. What are they doing? They're taking the dollars that are actually working for the country and they're dumping them. That's going to affect the dollar. It's going to affect the markets. It's going to destabilize the economy. And it's going to be this huge domino effect that's going to probably tail all the way into what, Q2, Q3?
Oh, we're going to get right into that.
And we're barely out of Q4 of this year, much less into the new quarter of next year. So, Grizz, what's your insight? What's your take on it?
I mean, let's be honest, China and Russia and a whole bunch of other countries have already been in basically a proxy war with the U.S. And it's right, just because you don't see, troops on the ground and warships in the water and planes in the air, don't mean that a country's not at war. There's been a financial war going on for a very long time. And, when you have a country like the US that that has the world reserve currency, and they have used that world reserve currency with a system like SWIFT, SWIFT. If you guys look up SWIFT is a settling organization for monetary value. When you use that and put sanctions on different countries and tell them what they can and can't do financially, you basically fired a shot at them. I mean, because you clipped them financially and said, look, you can't do this because we said so. And a lot of times countries are people and countries are basically the same thing. If somebody run up on you like that, what you gonna do? You're gonna do something. You're gonna retaliate, or unless you just gonna let it slide and let them keep on smashing you over the head. So it's just one of those things, man. It's been going on for a while.
Yeah.
Well, here's the other thing, though, right? We talk about this war, but China was just in California, what, 3 weeks ago?
This is true.
Well,
Right? Your sitting president welcomed him, red carpet treatment. Now he did.
But
I
that's
think
all
he did.
part of it, though. That's all part of
Insult
it.
the man.
Well, nah,
But,
well, whether it's insulting him or not, that's all part of it.
I
what
mean,
you
I
gonna
know, but
do
I think he did it by accident. He was just talking and
if
not
you were enemy, if you're an enemy, if you're an enemy and you can get close to him and you can talk to him and you can, you get close to him and have him do or think that you're gonna do something when you really ain't. I mean, that's part of the wartime strategy as well.
enemies, though. I think that's
Huh?
my whole point is that they're all in bed together.
Well, yeah, but like he
It
said,
depends on what you're talking about, though. I mean, as far as like, if you're talking about WEF, World Economic Forum stuff, then that's on a different level. Countries can be at war, countries/corporations can be at war with each other, but the individual multi-billionaires and billionaires of that country that want to make global policy and that want to affect global policy can still, be meeting
Work
and
together
wrapping it
collaboratively.
up.
But
You know what I'm
that's my
saying?
point.
Yeah.
But that's my point. Y'all can come together when it's time to make some money, but when it comes to representing your citizens,
right,
you can't seem to get it together. You can't seem to work it out. You can't
They don't
seem to
want
make
to.
those dollars and those cents work in the best interest of the people, but y'all know how to make it work in the best interest of yourselves.
it's true.
Well,
And
that's all. I'm sorry to cut you off, Gordon, but that's all part of the war strategy. And they don't care about the citizens or the people of whatever country/corporation. They don't care about that because though, let's be honest with it, those people or those citizens aren't on the same level power wise and financially as the ones that's doing what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? So it's just, that's how it is. So yeah, they're gonna chop it up, and then when they go back to their crib, they're gonna say, all right, we'll do this, that, and the other. Yeah, I know I just talked to them, but so what? What are you gonna do or what they gonna do? It's just crazy. And that, we are part of the fallout, and that's why we gotta try to protect ourselves financially, socially, mentally, physically. You just gotta try to stay up on the current events and look at the right go down the right avenues to look at the right things in order to get what is close to the correct information, because a lot of information that's put out in the media is not something that you're gonna find out to be 100% true, because they're gonna tell you what they want you to know so that you can do what they want you to do.
Yeah, and that's right. And you see in war, like the heads have to stay in contact with each other, so that you can kind of work through it, right? So that's not something that is uncommon. I'm gonna read the last part of this article, and we're gonna go into the sectors, right? The development could cause financial imbalance in the U.S. and severely impact financial markets. China is also convincing countries in Africa to ditch the U.S. dollar and trade in Chinese yuan for cross-border transactions. A handful of African countries are on the sidelines and could accept China's ideology to de-dollarize their nation. So let me just show you the 10 sectors that say, okay, that are being affected by this dumping of dollars. And we can see these sectors that how they affect us. What do you say about that, Aaron, as far as the this affecting the financial markets?
Oh, I mean, I said what
Okay.
how it's going to be a domino effect in the U.S. and it's going to cascade into second and third quarter of next year. Two, when the markets are destabilized, it doesn't affect anybody like it affects the everyday man.
Yeah.
So you think that Mark Zuckerberg might lose a couple $1 billion and stuff, and that's a big deal, but he's got so many billion to cushion him. It's not like when your elderly person who retired 4 or 5 years ago gets hit. There's no cost of living allowance for her Social Security. Inflation went from 40% to 60% because they don't tell them what it's going to look like.
So I have a question for you.
It really hits the everyday man harder than anything.
So when the everyday man in the United States gets a cold, who gets the flu?
We do. We get Ebola.
Okay, well,
When America has a cold, when America has the sniffles, we are bleeding out of our eyeballs.
Yes,
that's
so
how bad it gets.
That's why this is important. So, because we're going to get the flu. I'm going to name these 10 markets real quick. You guys know them. So number one, the global financial system. These are the markets sectors that will be affected. Number two, banking and finance. Number three, energy and commodity markets. Number four, international trade and investment. Number five, just capital markets. Number six, consumer goods and retail. Number seven, protection and consumption. Let me say that again. Production and consumption for number seven. Number eight, technology and fintech. Number nine, government and policy. Number 10, travel and tourism. To me, that seems like everything.
Every single sector of your lifestyle is affected by economic destabilization, which is what is happening now aggressively.
Big time. And World of Champions is right as far as, the United States, I wouldn't say it's totally finished as of yet. I mean, the writing is on the wall. What I believe is going to happen, the status is going to be chopped down a little bit. It's going to have, you're going to get hit in the knees, and then instead of the U.S. having a world reserve currency, I think the U.S. is going to have to do what everybody else is doing and accept the fact that everybody else is going to be doing trade with a basket of currencies, or it's going to be more piecemeal to where China and Russia will be accepting different commodities and goods for whatever they want to get. I mean, it's not going to be so one-sided as far as like how when the U.S. went into Saudi Arabia, the House of Saud, and got them to accept oil in U.S. dollars. And that is how they, got the U.S. to be the world reserve currency. And, the cycle for that is coming to an end. It ain't going to happen overnight, but they trying to put it on, they trying to speed it up to where, the BRICS nations come out with a currency, and which is something that's going to be hard to do, but they can do it if they, if they put their resources together, because there's too many countries that's going to be against one sector of the world, which is the U.S. and the I think currencies, certain currencies will be backed by different commodities. But yeah, it's something that they can do like I said, it won't be overnight, but it'll be something that we will have to look out for, and we will have to try to position ourselves to, take that blowback. And one good way, one good way is to make sure that you got gold and silver, dollars, once the inflation hits real hard, then the value of the dollar starts to really, really, really plummet. Then if you don't have anything to offset that, if you don't have, that's why they're trying to go with these CBDCs and stuff and the other digital assets. Once they climb in value, it might come a day to where you get some digital assets or some other goods, or other commodities, and you might not want to trade them for USD. You might want to trade it for something else if it's available to be traded for that, in order to have something of a value that could be more, that could be better for you and your family.
Yes, indeed. And and so what I'm going to do is I like that, and I'm going to break off right into the second article. It's about the BRICS. This is redundant, man, but BRICS are making moves, and we need to, like he said, be on our daily news and see what's going on. Stay on top of what's going on, so we can kind of
adjust as
and
things are moving.
and follow the money. I like to follow the money. One thing I would like to ask for the people in the comments. I know we have forex traders, people who are stay in the forex market. If you have any comments about what you think about the dollar dumping, and
and the patterns you've been seeing during your forex trading.
Yeah, that would be very helpful. If you guys have any expertise on that. So here's the second article. It's called BRICS $2 billion copper trade to be paid in Chinese yuan, not the US dollar. So I'm going to read you part of this first paragraph, and then we're going to stop and talk about this, because I want to know what you guys think about this. BRICS member China is convincing African nations to ditch the US dollar and trade in the Chinese yuan for cross-border trade. The Bank of China office in Zambia. So let me slow down right there. Let me slow that down. There's a Bank of China office in Zambia, is pushing to increase trade in the Chinese yuan in Southern Africa. Zambia is Africa's second largest producer of copper, and China is the world's biggest consumer of copper. Therefore, BRICS members China is looking to capitalize on international copper trade by making Zambia accept Chinese yuan and ditch the US dollar. I want to double underline that word, making Zambia accept the Chinese yuan. What would you guys think about China, who is set up in Zambia, making them use the yuan?
Using their influence in a region that they already control to further control the markets. So
China been slick
American
with it.
move.
Yeah, exactly.
That's right out
they've
of the
been slick with it.
playbook.
Yeah, but China's been everywhere though. China owns a lot of stuff in the US. China,
The US used to own a lot of stuff.
Let's not get it twisted. China will go through an economic turmoil because of their bubble that they have, because they, when they have a lot of stuff that they aren't doing the way that they should be doing, because they are still messing with currency as well. But they they call back a lot of gold. They've been buying the heck out of gold, and it's just one of those things, man. But when you've been doing what they've been making moves for years, for decades, and they've been getting a foothold in Africa, and they do own a lot of stuff in Africa and a lot of other countries / corporations as well. When I say corporations, I'm talking about the US. But it's crazy, man. These guys, they are not playing around. We are in a different day and age when it comes to how we are going to have to operate and do things in the near future when it comes to financial movement, goods and services, and assets.
Asset allocation, definitely. Aaron, did you need to read any and welcome anybody, or?
Actually, World of Champions, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, my good sir.
And World of Champions said, I feel like China is trying to repopulate their race, so definitely see China starting to build partnerships with Africa. So I do want to say this. I'm glad you said that. Countries cannot, I'm trying to fix my words in case anything we do ever goes viral. Countries cannot be powerhouses if their population is dying faster than it's being born. So if the country is promoting, if the country is promoting their citizens not procreating, country can't. There's no power in that country. If you're emasculating the men of the country, there's really nowhere for the country to go. Country can't do anything. And I'm showing you how your country is basically imploding it from inside in. They're sabotaging it inside in.
And remember
with the things that it promotes, with the agendas that it pushes, right? You cannot be a strong country if more of you are dying than you're being born.
Yeah, and we've talked about this before. The Western nations are below replacement as far as dying and being born. That's what she's speaking of. And so
structurally, infrastructurally, financially, like all of your extremely wealthy people, I believe, are over 40.
Yeah, and you can't turn that around quickly. That is something that takes a long time to turn around. And something I wanted to throw in here because of this article that we really don't mention, and I should mention, and I'm sorry to y'all that I don't mention this. When we talk about precious metals, talk about gold and silver, copper is a very good investment. And when you're getting your precious metals, copper is not considered a precious metals per se. It is an industrial metal. Silver is an industrial / precious metal. So it has dual use. And then gold, platinum, palladium, those are just precious metals. Even though they have usages, they are considered precious metals. So don't forget about copper. You could look into copper. How I go, man. Back in the day, and probably still now, they would steal the copper out the back of your house. All the wire.
People would steal it out the air conditioner.
Yeah. So copper is very valuable. So you can also in these places, AtMax, whatever, the bullion sites, Miles Franklin. You can also buy copper. We have some copper. The kids buy copper because they like it, and I said go ahead, and it's very affordable. Yeah. So keep your eye on copper too as you are stacking real
hard assets.
Also, that the article you just read said that China is the world's largest consumer of copper, which means there is a huge utility for it. If you were just interested in that part, I do want to welcome Black Period. Says, "Hey family, what up, Chief?
What's happening?"
There you go.
Any other updates?
That's the articles I wanted to read just to get it out of there. I don't like China going in and well, what's a good word to use? Pillaging. I'll use that word. Africa. They are pillaging Africa. I don't like that word. Making them use the yuan. Not like they have a choice or whatnot. You also will notice in articles that Nigeria is looking to join BRICS nations plus. So you'll see many nations in Africa starting to go that way, especially you already have South Africa in the BRICS. So they're very influential in that region. We talked about that before. Understand the influence that these BRICS nations have in their own region. So South Africa has large influence in the southern part of Africa, that region. Nigeria will have a large influence in that region, which would be Western Africa, correct?
Yeah.
And so you got to watch that and see, because you'll see other places. And there's another story about over 150 countries using the yuan for cross-border payments. So you see aggressive push against the U.S. dollar, and it's going to continue. It will continue.
Yeah, because those dollars are going to get dumped back. And it's going to lessen the value of already lessened value, right? And then our economy gets blown up because things are already so expensive in the economy, right? So unfortunately, these are the things we're going to have to look out for, because those chickens are going to be coming home to roost very soon.
Yep, they sure are.
Dripka said that North Korea's president Kim was seen crying to the females in this country to please have babies as a means of nation building. Yes.
Who knows?
Right? So you have to start watching what these agendas mean. And then you also have to start watching when our country goes out to these other countries and tries to promote the agendas that they have for their citizens to other countries. And the other countries are like, there's no power in that. No. We're not going to do that. We're not going for that. We are not going to support that because there is no power in it.
Yeah.
We need our nation strong for wars, for this, for that, for the third. And infrastructure must stay stabilized by young people, replacement,
Yeah.
right? When that 65-year-old Duke Energy or whoever your electric company is retires, if everybody's a YouTuber, there's nobody taking his place. Right? I'm not being facetious. I'm not being obnoxious. I'm spitting some real things. Who's fixing the grid when the grid goes down?
Yeah.
And
Right? When your sewage backs up in your basement and that 65-year-old plumber retires and you don't have a young person to come in and, snake out the junk and the gunk that's in there in order to get your sewage back in order, what happens?
I got a question for the chief, because I know that I worked with the chief a long time. I know that our chief is he old school, just like me at my heart, man, old school type of person. Chief, we turning this stuff over to the younger generation. Um, do you think the younger generation that will be replacing people like you and myself? Do you think they're soft? Do they have it in them to do it?
Yeah, they got it in them to do it, man.
Okay.
One thing that I'm getting out of the mindset, because I think it's a narrative that was placed upon us in order to do what Aaron was just talking about, as far as like emasculating
Mhm.
men and the feminist movement and all these different things that's going on. A lot of this stuff is done on purpose to destabilize socially. All right. And when you break down war, look, war does not have to be just bombs. All right. It, when you have an agenda to where you are breaking down a family, you breaking down the social structure, you breaking down, a man don't want to be a man, a woman don't want to be a woman. I want to I want to identify as a cat now. When you do things like that, you ain't gonna have people that's gonna want to, go in and do anything that's conventional, like sign up for the military, like we did. I wasn't gonna sit around and potentially be out in the streets hustling, as opposed to, or working some little petty job. I wanted to, do something different, so I did it. I joined the military. Next thing you know, I was in the fire department, and the rest is what it is. But when things happen and things are put in motion without us even recognizing it, or until it's already in motion, and then once it's in motion, you can't say nothing about it. You can't, it's a certain way you got to talk. It's a certain way, certain words you can't say. It's certain things, just like on here. We can't say certain phrases. We can't say certain words because stuff will get censored. Stuff will, people will start doing, different things and censoring and all of that. And it's just wild, man. All of that is part of all of it. It's part of it's a form of war. And it doesn't have to be country against country.
No,
It could be your own, countrymen that is breaking down the fabric of, what's going on. Just like I was talking to, it's this white guy that I work with. He is in charge of the inspection bureau with the city of Sharonville that I work for, the fire department. And he right when he said, because I can't deny it. They when you breaking down the alpha male, or when you taking the alpha male out of the equation, what's gonna happen with that place that you in? You know what I'm saying? Because it may come a time to where you gotta stand up and do something. Just like me, I'm here at the crib. I'm here at the crib, and if my wife hears something at 3 o'clock in the morning, I'm not gonna get in under the covers and tell her to go check on that shit. I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna check on it because of the type of person that I am, because of the type of alpha male that I was raised to be. Propaganda war on people is what I can't pronounce your name. I'm sorry, man. But Kun Lee said it's a propaganda war, and it's on the people, and it's right.
So let me ask you.
It's a lot of facets. I'm sorry. Go ahead, bro.
Let me ask you a question. So this is the question. I guess I'll dig down a little deeper on it. So if you know, like you said, in a propaganda war. So let's say it gets to the point where we're at a traditional war. We hear these rumors about the draft and bringing people in. All these that you see, if drafted and or forced into the military for a traditional war, would you be comfortable or have a lot of faith in them protecting the country?
You know, first of all, I'm gonna protect myself and my family. If something come near it, I'm gonna have to handle it. And then don't get it twisted. My wife and my daughters, they ain't no punks either. They're gonna take up their arms and they're gonna handle whatever they need to handle. When it's okay, it's the 3 F's, and we used to talk about this in the fire department. It's FUCK, fight or flee. You're gonna do either one of those 3. You're gonna get effed, you're gonna fight, or you gonna flee. Yeah. What are you gonna do? I'm a man. I ain't taking it. And
but you're not going to war.
I know.
It's the young people who
listen to me. I know it ain't about me. I'm talking about these young people. When a human being, when a man has to make a decision, even a woman that knows that it's dire, and you got to make that decision. I ain't gonna lie. I have faith in people to where there's gonna be a percentage, because just like when I had to go to Panama and we took care of Noriega, slapped him on the wrist.
Right.
Guys that got trained for the military was sitting around crying, calling out for their mama, they mommies,
of course,
mama. So I mean, it's gonna happen in all facets of life. Some are gonna step up to the plate, because don't discount some of these young cats and these young women out here. They about that smoke. Don't get it twisted. And especially us. Some of us is about that smoke. If it come down to where they gotta protect granny, they gotta protect their seeds, they're gonna do that shit. Now, if it comes, some of them are gonna be cowardly. And that's just how some people are. It's just gonna be like that. But I still got faith in, if something was to go down, they're gonna handle their business. They ain't gonna have no choice.
In every generation.
Or the people who have business, as we see per se, what would you say?
Here's what I
are think. They available for the military?
The military will make them available for it.
Yeah,
if it comes down to it, the military will make that shit available.
Well, I mean, I never seen it. I mean, but you know, I understand what you mean by that.
I want to say this. I think that the squeaky wheel has been getting too much oil. And what do I mean by that?
I know exactly
what you mean. We've been getting a lot of exposure to the weak links. We've been getting a lot of exposure, but your solid ones don't be online. Your solid ones don't have podcasts. Your solid ones aren't taking selfies 55,000 times a day and got the eye of thirst for everyone. You understand what I'm saying?
They ain't playing all the way into the BS.
I think that we may have a misrepresentation.
No, I asked this question because I sit up, man, late at night, because I'm up by myself, and I watch these military videos. Cats training they're going to the Marines.
Currently?
Yeah, and they're going to Marine boot camp, Army boot camp. Okay. cats is training to be SEALs. And man, you just watch it and you just put your head down and shake like, man, these cats not cut out for this. As you watch them going through Marine boot camp and people just getting washed out.
So you're saying that generations past, they'd have flew through that easy. Like they're making it easier for you.
I don't know. I just think people like myself, Percy, and then our fathers and our grandfathers was cut from a different cloth.
Man, it's all relative. It's all relative to the times that we in. So, okay. I mean, seriously, we're in the information age, so everything is available at a tap or a click. Yeah. So we can see anything, we can hear anything damn near. But when it comes to somebody or something or an organization saying that it's going to be the end of you and the end of your family, I don't think that it's going to be a whole bunch of young people cowering, or they're going, man, you think a lot of these young mothers is going and fathers is going to let their seeds just perish and they ain't going to care about it because they too worried about themselves and they're going to just fall in lockstep and let whatever happen. I don't think that's going to happen, man. I truly don't. I mean, it can happen, but I don't think that's going to happen like that. I don't think it'll pop off like that because humanity is waking up to what's going on, to what's going on right now. They're seeing shit
able to be lied to and placated like they were.
Yeah, and they seeing what's going on. These young cats, look, man, these young cats know that getting a loan for school is a scam. They know that when you go get a mortgage, right now you can't get a mortgage, but when you go out here and try to get an apartment, you paying as much as somebody that's got a mortgage. They know that everything is upside down. They know it ain't right. They're already mad. These young folks is salty, bruh. I'm telling you.
So let me say, I'm gonna say one more thing, and
the point where they, like I said, they want that smoke, man.
I'm gonna say one more thing, and I'm gonna get off the war issue, but when you used to see situations, and I'm going back a little bit, and maybe I'm going back, and maybe this is nostalgia. You see like World War II, and you had like top level athletes, Jackie Robinson, Joe Louis, Ted Williams, say, nah, I'm gonna stop what I'm doing. I'm gonna go over here and fight in this war, right? They had it like that. You seen Pat Tillman stop his NFL career and say, no, I'm gonna go be an Army Ranger.
So why would it be any different?
Like thorough dudes.
Gordon, why would it be any different today? Get out of the past. Stop thinking about that World War II shit. Stop thinking about get out of the past, man. Get out of the past. Why would it be any different? If people need to do it, they're gonna do it. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Don't worry about what happened with Jackie Robinson and all of them.
Famous Joe Louis was to do that.
I understood that, but we wouldn't have known he was going to do it until you wouldn't have known he was going to do it until he did it.
Would your heavyweight champion right now do it?
Who's the heavyweight champion right now?
Would Deontay Wilder just drop what he was doing?
We don't know because
we don't know until that shit hit the fan.
You just said that somebody did it.
Did Mike Tyson do it in '92 when they went over to Iraq?
No, he didn't. But
it wasn't. No, wait a minute, man. Wait a minute. You trying? Look, Gordon, you trying to qualify some shit that ain't even qualifiable. So stop it.
Why is that?
And not because in '92 it wasn't no draft. In 92,
what about Patrick?
Wait a minute. Listen to me. Pat Tillman wanted to do that. It's some cats that's military minded like that. He wanted to do it. That don't mean that Tyson had to do it. If he ain't want to do it, he ain't have to do it. It wasn't that bad.
No.
Would you rather have Tillman or some little knock-knee, shaky 18-year-old?
Hear what I'm saying.
I don't think I would have to make that. I don't think I would have to make that choice, man. You ain't making sense right now to me.
You know it. But you know when you had people, you knew who was thorough and you knew who you was like,
Wait, look.
You knew it.
You can't say that. You can't say that.
Yeah, you can't say that.
You know what they were doing?
Wait a second. Hear what I am saying.
Yeah.
Until the event takes place.
Thank you.
In order to magnify that thing within you, to take that action, we don't know who's going to take that action until the event occurs in order to magnify.
Let me slow it down then. Let me pace it down. So we both worked in the fire department. You had to vet out who was going to be a good firefighter and who was going to be like, man, you can't trust them. this person ain't really about it. You had to vet these people out, correct?
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. You want a certain person, like I want to work with that
But
person
we
because
don't
I
know who
that
that person is until the event occurs
No,
in
no, no,
order
no.
to bring the
But
thing out of
the
them.
people working know who the people are. So if you're working in
Because you're already in that environment. We're saying a war has not been on America's shores since the Civil War.
no since
Not World War II.
Pearl Harbor count.
Pearl Harbor don't count because that was so far away from the continental United States that most Americans don't even think about it
At all.
But it
Nah,
doesn't
you
count
ain't thinking right,
average
Gordon.
American.
Who cares about that?
We are talking about the average American.
Yeah.
Count to the people who were in war.
It counted to them, Bob Simon. I'm
They
saying
matter.
to the average, because you're asking, is the next big YouTuber gonna drop his YouTube podcast and join the war because there's a war on America's shores? That's what you asking.
Yeah.
You're
That's
asking
exactly what you
Deontay
asking.
Wilder gonna be like,
Is Jake Paul gonna do it?
is Jake Paul gonna do right? Hear what I'm saying? In the average American's collective consciousness, there has not been a war on America's shores since the Civil War in their consciousness. Pearl Harbor is too far outside of their thought to think even like, yeah, you blew something up off the coast of Hawaii, but I don't really count that as a. Look at these young people who can't even name.
But when I mentioned Joe Louis and Jackie Robinson, they didn't fight on.
They fought in the Vietnam War. I understand that.
World War II.
Was it World War II?
It was World War II.
Okay, I
and
thought it was Vietnam.
They fought.
Nah, that wasn't World War II.
Hear what I'm saying?
Let's see what they got to
Understand what
say
I'm
in the
saying,
comments.
but
I want to see what the comments got.
Oh, you don't care what I have to say?
No, I just wanted to, because we got to mention the people and we have to talk to them.
For real, when your back's against the wall, your fight comes out. We need to be more mindful to the homegrown fight. Also, that's what boot camp is for, so you know who you're fighting with. All I'm saying is until a war touches America's shores, that would be the event to really amplify and magnify the character you already have in you. And like they said, you're either going to get effed, you're either going to flee, or you're going to fight back, but you don't know it until the event occurs.
Yep.
We volunteered to go to the United States military to get the character that we were looking for discipline. It's very different from someone where that shit's just brought to them.
So let me ask a question to Aaron and the Chief. So if you have, since we all three been in the military, if you have special forces, Green Berets, Army Rangers, Navy SEALs, Delta Force, if you have these groups of people, does that 3F go out? Because you know in those, it's just the F of fighting. They're not going to flee.
Like if there's not enough of them?
They're not going to flee.
Well,
They're not going to get.
What are you talking about?
They're going to fight. Talking about special forces, people who are trained for this.
But
what about them?
Like, yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out.
I'm saying the 3Fs, does the 3Fs apply to them?
No, because they volunteered to do that job. They want the smoke.
They won't get, they want the smoke.
Okay, you asked about the average person minding their business.
Because that's the majority of the military.
What is the majority of the military?
Just the average people.
No.
Already in the military. Yeah, look.
Signed up for this.
Hold on.
And you know that there is an event that can occur where you cannot flee because you signed up for this. I was talking about your citizen.
Yeah, that's what I thought you was talking about.
I was talking about the average citizen.
You're confusing the shit out of me now.
There is a war that is going to occur on American soil. And if you're not watching what's happening in the global economy, you are lulling yourself.
Well, what I will say is then you'll get middle America with all the people who got the guns and the militias. And
they want the smoke.
They want the smoke.
They want the smoke. They've been waiting for it. They've been training their whole life.
Come down to South Beach. Ain't nobody down there want no smoke.
No, they don't want no smoke.
You don't know. There's so many guns in Florida, bro. You don't know who wants smoke down there. I mean,
they don't want military smoke.
They don't want military.
They don't want military smoke.
You don't know. And then when you down there, you don't know. When you down there, hold on, man. Hold on. When you down there, you don't.
That's where they come in. They come in South Beach. They hit South Beach first. No smoke there. We talking about military grade weapons. They don't want it.
He's talking about South Beach.
We watched
luxurious South Beach.
Do you remember we watched the video in the Bronx where they're coming through with militarized vehicles, telling everybody get in the house.
Get in the house.
This the Bronx. Nobody wanted no smoke with what they were talking about.
Not one gun.
Cats was running in the house
was
like,
shot.
Get in the house.
That was crazy.
get in the house. I'm telling you, man. I don't think the cats want to smell. They'll talk a good game, man. But you was in the military, you've been in situations where, like you said, people was crying. They wanted their mommy.
And they were in the military.
But
like I said, until the event occurs, that's when you'll know.
That's when we'll know.
Yeah.
So I mean, I didn't mean to derail.
Until then.
I didn't mean to derail the conversation. I'm sorry, I derailed the conversation.
But in
we
light of this
freestyling.
conversation,
Yeah,
I implore the people listening to always be prepared. Have extra water. Have extra.
Guns.
No, I wasn't going to say that. I was going to say have extra water. Have extra food, like sanitary.
Goods.
What do I want to say? Canned goods, stuff in case of like medical emergencies. I don't know why it won't come to me. Once the BRICS start their own currency, the U.S. will start to use XRP to trade across border instead of using the BRICS currency. What do you think about that, Chief?
So, I've been thinking about that a lot. I mean, you got to understand that Ripple, the company that created the asset XRP, is an American-based company, and they said that if they did everything the way they were supposed to do it, financially and regulatory wise, in order to be looked upon by all the nations of the world and this current one that we are in the States, as something that's a viable option to move value across border and to move value across blockchains and across digital ledgers. So yeah, I think what'll end up happening, if it get too bad, they'll make XRP, XLM, XDC, all the stuff that was created here, they'll make it a systemically important asset to where it'll have a floor. It'll be used for whatever it'll be used for, cross-border payments for large institutions and countries and banks. XRP, the retail will have XLM, and trade finance to move goods and services cross-border would be XDC. Algorand is already being used in the medical field. That's an ISO 20022 token. Quant is what's going to allow everything to communicate with each other. That's an ISO 20022 token. Let's see.
Halloween.
What's the other one? The Internet of Things, IOTA.
Thank you.
The World Bank. Okay, first, welcome KW1.
Hey.
Thank you for joining.
Thanks,
Jason Jammin. It said the World Bank will make their own XRP unless they already own XRP.
No, it's XRP.
Will use what's already there, which would be XRP. If you're asking.
So it was a certain amount. It was pre-mined. The technology that y'all got to do a little research when it comes to the asset. I've been researching that asset for a few years. The technology was pre-mined. It was made, and it was made to do what Bitcoin couldn't do. It was made to scale. It was made to be a better store of value, and it was made to have liquidity. So the World Bank does not have the technical wherewithal to do it. The reason why Ripple did it is because it was a private company. It wasn't backed by a government. Governments are terrible at technology. Y'all know that from the military. The military, the VA is just now going to a new computer system. All right. We're in 2023 going into 2024. The World Bank doesn't have the wherewithal to make an asset like XRP. XRP came out of I think it was California, Silicon Valley, and it was created by some of the guys that worked on the code for Bitcoin. And no matter what people say, there's somebody in the world, and it's a governmental agency that knows who the Satoshis are, because they already said they know who the Satoshis are. They said it was 4 of them, and they interviewed them, and they already know it, but they won't say anything else about that stuff. So, and the reason why is because it'll devalue it, because they, because of the not knowing of it, the wallets and all of that stuff, man. But when you say the World Bank will make their own XRP, just like JP Morgan Chase, they got a JPM coin. Ain't nobody gonna use that shit. It can't scale. You can only use it on their platform. I forgot what the name of their platform is, but it's only used on their platform, and you gotta take $1 to convert it to the JPM coin to do what you need to do. Why wouldn't you just use $1?
Let me ask
so HBAR too. So yeah.
Let me ask a question. So in this, let's say we're talking about this vein of war. If the United States is using XRP as far as cross-border payments, what happens if they have to do trade with BRICS nations who are going to want local currencies, and or they're going to force the yuan as a payment? And you have so many nations who are saying they want to use the yuan, 150 nations. What happens then if you're trading with a nation who's going to want to use the yuan?
So if you the way that XRP is made, or the way that it works is, let's say I'll take the US out of it. Let's say France wants to do something with the yuan to China, okay? So if they own a certain amount of XRP, they will put the franc in, XRP will be in the middle, and then on the other end, it'll come out the yuan. That's what XRP was created to do. It was created to move value. It was created to do value, to move value at the speed of light, like sending an email. That's what they trying to do. 2T+0, meaning it's immediate. They want settlement right now. They don't want settlement in 3 to 5 days, to where you got to go through Swift, and then it's archaic, man. You got to, this bank has to talk to this bank, has to send money to that bank, has to let this bank know that they got the money. Forget all that. It's on the block, it's on the ledger. When it's done, it happens within seconds. Just like when you buy it. When you buy it, you ain't waiting an hour or two like you do if you was to buy some Bitcoin, or 20 minutes or whatever with the Lightning Network. When you buy your XRP and you get it right then and there within seconds. And when you send it to a wallet, it's there within seconds. And that's what
Is that something that has to be accepted? For example, if US wants to send money to China for a trade, does China have to accept the fact that you're using XRP?
If they want what they want on the other end, then yeah, because they know it's already being used by over 70 countries right now. So China and Japan, SBI Holdings is one of the biggest investors in Ripple, in XRP. Right. So they already using it, dog. I mean, when you look up SBI Holding, and you look up the Japanese and the Chinese people, they want to use it right now. Everybody waiting on the US.
Well, exactly. So the US is always slow to respond. How long before the US actually would use XRP, do a trade with BRIC nation?
Who knows, man? We don't know. They doing it on purpose, man, because think about it, man. If you want something done and you want to know about it, what you gonna do? You're gonna test it out, right? Right? You're gonna beta test it. You're gonna test it. So what if every other country is doing it? You're gonna let them do it and let them see where the flaws is, and then if you need to fix it, then you fix it. But they already know it ain't no flaws in it. It hasn't had any errors at all since it's been in existence since 2012, I think it was.
But it's an issue that the US can't really profit off of it like it wants to.
And I would say
that's why it's not being used like that. That's why the banks is trying to kill it. That's why the banks is lobbying the US senators to try to kill it, but they can't, because it's the genie, and the genie is out the bottle. It's too many. It's going to be used in too many avenues. It's going to have to happen.
So let me ask, does that go back to what you're saying, the US imploding themselves from
inside out? Yes.
Because
I think it's
Yeah.
very strategic. I think it's very methodological. That's why, as we talk to you guys, I tell you, as I look around, everything is being done purposefully, methodically, strategically,
Mhm.
with thought, with conscientiously, conspiring against the citizens. That's where the war is. It's not between the countries, it is against the citizens of the country. That is you and me. And that is where the war is. And that is where they are not distracting you, but I think misdirecting people, because people already have in their mind, propaganda wise, what war looks like. And you've never seen a war against the citizens. I said, this war is against us.
Yes, sir.
The
Yes, sir.
conspiracy is a thing. People don't know what conspiracy means. They are conspiring against you. It is not a theory. It is not a hypothesis. It is not something that somebody thought up. It is something that is happening simultaneously every moment, every day that goes by.
Mm.
So we have to now, right? To me, the resolution at this level is every king of his own domain has to come up with the best way to mitigate against this war that's being waged against you,
Mm.
right? You have to come against the PSYOP. You have to come against the financial aspect of it, the fintech aspect of it. You have to come against the material aspect of it,
Mm-hmm.
spiritual aspect of it, right? You got to wage against the wiles of the devils, Ephesians 6:12, put on your armor. But you got to put on your physical armor too, for real, right? And if you guys read Ephesians 6:12, where Paul talks about the armor, right? Your spiritual armor, there's a helmet involved. Why is there a helmet involved? You got to protect your head. Protect your neck, kid. For all of the Wu-Tang members, protect your head. That means watch what is programming you. Watch some of the things that you are consuming through your eyes, your ears, and your mouth. That's food. Food is also a war tactic being waged against you. They're trying to kill y'all.
Food and water, yeah.
So can I ask a question? I do have a question for the chief. It rolls into what you're saying. A very, very important question, because I hear a lot of debate about this on social media and some of the places I come across. So as we talk about this, we talk about assets and arbitrage. And I'm sorry, I'm fixing my chair. And what you hear a lot about is moving abroad, right? Taking the arbitrage to move abroad. You can find cheaper land, cheaper rental places,
Cheaper lifestyle.
better food. You can find a whole bunch of stuff as you see the United States crumbling. But what you will also hear conversely is you hear people say, no, I'm going to stay and fight.
Well, then you have to stay and fight.
And then people will call you cowards and say that you ran and you moved to another country and you took your money and your assets to another country. So what do you think about, like, it's like a hard line. Either you stay and fight, or you guys who left for better lives and to build your wealth, you guys are cowards. What do you think about that? So,
I don't give a damn about that.
okay.
I'm gonna tell you straight up. I'm gonna do what's best for me and my family. If you think I'm cutting and running, then you kiss my ass. I don't care nothing about that. I gotta live, and it's about self-preservation. I already done fought. I already done been in the military. I don't care nothing about all that. If I want to move to Belize, damn it, I'm gonna move to Belize. If y'all in the U.S. fighting, then that's on y'all. Shit, I'm gonna that don't bother me, man. I'm at a point in my life, man. You could call me whatever you want to call me. Just don't step to me with no bullshit. You know, I don't care about all that, man. That shit don't affect me.
So that I would ask second, I understand that doesn't bother you. With that, does that put anything in your head to say, like, I should stay and fight, or no, I fought enough?
Man, look, I already said what I had to say, man. I ain't standing and fighting shit. If my family want to bounce, we bouncing. If we got the means to get up out of here, I didn't fought my whole life. I'm black. I was born fighting.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? So, I mean, they are systematically and purposely downgrading the corporation in the United States. It is what it is.
Really,
Because
they're
this,
downgrading the citizens, not the corporation. Because they all gonna
okay,
make out like fat cats in the end because they always profit from
they
both sides.
downgrading the citizens everywhere in the world per the
Yes, everywhere in the
World
world.
Economic Forum. So when I say that, I'm saying they downgrading everywhere, because if you have power, you're gonna want more of it, and you ain't gonna care about the people who ain't got power. I get that. But if I don't want to stay and fight for something that I know is futile, for somebody that I know that don't give a damn about me, I ain't doing it. Shit. That's
Well,
stupid.
what I will say is, by living abroad for many, many, many years, you will find yourself in another country, right? And maybe in the community and stuff like that, and you will find yourself having to fight there, right?
Meaning
Because
what?
no place is perfect, right?
Oh, gotcha.
So you'll find, you pick your country, you're there long enough, you'll be ending up fighting there in that country. So you'll leave your country to fight in another country, almost for them, right?
I
just
already
depends.
said, I'm black, bro, or I'm melanated. Melanated people, it don't matter what country and what part of the region or what part of the world you in. We are always put to the back. We are always shunned. We are always looked upon as something that is other when we are the first man. Okay? So it don't matter. We gonna have to do that. It don't matter. Just like when we came down there to visit y'all, they was looking at us like crazy.
What I'm saying is, you got to pick your fight. No matter where you go, you're gonna fight. So you just saying you'd rather fight somewhere else? Is that what you're
No,
saying?
I ain't say that. I didn't say that
saying,
at all.
would you rather fight in Belize when you go down there? If you have to fight there, would
Look,
you rather fight
I'm gonna
there?
fight wherever I need to fight at. If I don't want to be here, if I don't want to be
where you
here,
gonna fight wherever you go, right?
No, if I have to fight, I'm gonna fight.
You're gonna have to.
You don't know that.
I'm telling you, from somebody with experience, you're gonna have to.
Well,
Bruh,
I know what he's saying, and not war.
Nah, man, you ain't talking right
right
now.
Different things.
Okay, well, I'm just telling you what we experienced
for different things. But I think Percy was thinking about the war part.
No, not a war. You're gonna have to fight
for something.
No,
different.
I'm talking about everyday. I'm talking about everyday being a melanated non-ether being on this planet.
I ain't talking about war. I'm talking about every day you're gonna have to fight when you go somewhere else.
Yeah, you do. Yeah.
You're gonna have to. Yeah. So it's like pick your poison at this point.
You pick your poison anywhere you are, because wherever you are, just like I said, they're gonna look at you the way that they want to look at you, because the stigmas that they put on melanated people.
So we're saying the same thing.
Yeah. Yeah, you're saying.
I guess, yeah. I don't know what you're really trying to get at.
I'm just telling you that you're gonna fight where you're at, or you're gonna fight where you're going. But it's a fight.
Like I said, I'm 54 years old. I've been fighting my whole life, dog. That's all I know to do. I'm going to
fight to the end.
I'm going to be alive and on my feet as long as I can, and as long as I'm supposed to, as long as it is written, that's what I'm going to do.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Until this energy leave this vessel, it's a struggle and it's a fight, and that's what I was meant to do. That's what I'm doing.
Yeah, but I was just trying to say, because a lot of people see it as when you leave the United States, it is a safe place.
That's going by what people think. I don't care what people think, man.
No, but I'm just trying to say, we try to let people know that it is not that. I know what you're saying. You don't care what people think, but I'm saying, if I have somebody's ear, I want to let you know that it's not what you think it might be. There still will be a fight.
Yeah.
I think if they melanated, they already know that.
Man, but they don't, man, because we talk to people. They do not know.
You can't say that. You can't say that, man.
They think they're going to what people like to call cha-cha. They think they're going to Candyland. They think they're going to play Chutes and Ladders, Grizz. No, they do think that.
Yeah, okay, but not everybody. Y'all can't put that on everybody, though. Everybody don't think
on
like
everybody,
that.
but the majority of the people we speak to think that the places outside the U.S. is like paradise. Nothing ever goes wrong. And it's like, whoa.
Nah, man, something goes wrong everywhere.
It's better.
You know, if you don't look at life with clear eyes, then you ain't really living life.
Yeah.
And a lot of the people we speak to are younger people. Yes, we've been living life a long time.
Yeah.
We know, but some of the younger people busting out of here 21, 22,
That's true.
they see it that way. They don't have clear
They
eyes.
see it as like a vacation, like a cruise or something. For real, for real.
You probably would have thought. You probably would have saw it like that too when you was younger and you ain't had a
Maybe, yeah, when
military.
you're in your
You know what I'm
20s and
saying? When
stuff,
you young,
yeah.
when you younger, you ain't thinking about all the shit that we thinking about right now.
But it's funny. I'm gonna tell you, quick story time, y'all. So Nas went to California, and Dr. Dre had to call him and say, "Don't let these palm trees fool you." That he had to call a New Yorker and say, "Hey, I know you see palm trees. I know you see sun. I know you see bathing suited girls. Don't get caught slipping." Right? This is just as dangerous as Queensbridge projects. Don't and you know they're rich now. They're not even like in the in the projects and stuff anymore. But he said, "Hey, you here? Check in. Don't let the palm trees fool you. Be safe out here." So people do think that when they go somewhere else and the environment seems relaxing, they do get caught.
The
slipping a
environment
little bit.
changed because what you seen in your environment and you knew the danger. When you
Well,
go
you
to
don't
another
know what the
environment,
danger
you don't
is.
see the danger.
Or
And that's how people get
it's
caught
hidden.
slipping. It's
But
hidden
like,
danger.
you know how many people go on vacation and get caught slipping, Chris?
A lot.
Caught slipping. Yeah, so that's just vacation. When they move, they think they going on a permanent vacation. So yes, unfortunately,
Nah, man.
a lot of people we talk to don't
And
think
they get caught
they
slipping
do.
with
That's true.
with basic things,
With
you
little
know.
things.
There's I can't even tell you how many times you see somebody get caught slipping trying to rent a place. You're renting it from somebody
That don't own it.
a slumlord who doesn't own it, somebody on Airbnb who's not going to take care of it, and you have
All
problems.
these different things.
And you think that you have the rights of the United States, and they say the rental rights here aren't the same, and you get caught up in stuff, and you don't know, and that's where it becomes a problem. That's why I say you should link up with somebody who's already there, who knows.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Who knows the lay of the land?
Yeah, there's people, man. I seen this girl on YouTube. You know, she had a nice channel. I followed her. She went from Toronto, moved to Tanzania. She was miserable. She thought she was going to go to Africa, be amongst her people and all this stuff. She was miserable.
She didn't know the people weren't going to welcome her.
They didn't
They were
welcome
mean
her.
to her. She's a very pretty girl.
And she just was,
It's not
and
what she
that's
wanted.
why I say people. I say, boy, get in contact with people so that you know.
She didn't know.
But you know, you got to fight over there with those people because they hate you. And it's like, dang, I tried to get away from hate.
She went there by herself.
I tried to get away from hate.
I mean, that's not smart. I mean, she wasn't thinking. She wasn't thinking.
She was young. She was 19.
She wasn't thinking, bruh. Like I said, she was young. She wasn't fucking thinking. Excuse me.
But that's why we said not everybody, but a lot of people do have misconceptions about the world outside of their own.
Yeah,
that's the truth.
Just like you mentioned Nas and Dre saying after Nas
that was just California.
Nas probably already knew that shit. Whether
he did or he didn't, he tell the story though.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And I thought that was significant.
Yeah.
Like, hey,
he was giving a heads up.
Rough and tough like New York. We got palm trees, sun, beaches, bathing suit women. Don't let that fool you.
Yeah. I mean, you know, when you go to different places, I lived in California for 4 years. You go to different places, man. When I went out there, I was by myself. So everybody used to always ask me, why you looking so mean all the damn time? Like, shit, because I don't know, y'all. I don't know what's happening. I gotta find out the lay of the land. And then when I find out the lay of the land, I can see who I can somewhat trust. Because I can't really trust none of y'all because I ain't grew up around none of y'all. I don't know none of y'all like that. So come
on now. You're right, but come on now. We have to be honest about this stuff because to PC political correct. People like you and myself, we can go to different places. We can go to Medellin and walk around and ain't nobody gonna bother us. Right?
Well, you don't know that. Somebody will try you anywhere. They don't give a damn.
I've been to Medellin, man. They don't bother you. They don't bother a brother like you. They don't bother a brother like me.
They typically do.
They look for easy, soft targets. These women out here who are independent women, and I ain't gonna bang on them, who think they can travel by themselves. They don't need no man. They don't need no protection. They be getting snatched up, robbed, upside the head, all that. The art,
like I said, man,
because people look for soft
because they are not thinking.
But I'm saying
they are not thinking.
If you want me, if they want you, we're gonna have to fight to the death.
They're looking for soft, easy in and out.
Easy in and out. So people like us can move around easier Then somebody like
And the
Aaron. Now
singers-
Aaron gonna give you hell. She gonna give you hell, but
Whoop your ass.
she's still a woman, and they gonna be like, hey, that's somebody.
You tried it. But you
Yeah.
didn't know, right?
mean,
I get it. You didn't
I wouldn't
know.
suggest
You
I
didn't
wouldn't
know.
suggest any woman just leaving her comfort zone and going to a place sight unseen. That don't make, just because you look at it online, you don't know that place. You got to go visit, and you need to visit with somebody. You need to visit with a group of people or somebody else
Let me
that
tell
know the
you.
lay of the land.
You need to visit with
somebody
who could protect you. And nobody, you know, they don't like to have down. Go out here, go to Medellin, go to
Mexico City.
go to Buenos places,
Mexico City.
go to what's that space? Go Rio de Janeiro. Man, these places is crazy.
Dominican Republic is not safe. Puerto Rico is not safe. All these places that women like to. Let me tell you, Grizz, we have these travel expat groups on Facebook.
Yeah.
What these young ladies will do is they'll be half dressed, scantily clad, and tell you, I'm going to be at Red Lobster in Del Valle, right? I'm naming a colonia in Mexico City. So very specific. At 1:30 to me. And the
That's
thing
stupid.
is, if something happens to you, know who joined you, darling. Right?
Yeah,
Then
that's
all of a sudden,
dumb,
in that same expat group, this girl came here on December 12th, 2023. She's been missing since 6 p.m. She never made it. Nobody knows where they went. And it's like, all we have is the picture and the invitation that you said you was going to be here at this place and at this time. And Black women, I don't know if you have the, what's the name of that? Cincinnati Black Voices. We have a Facebook group called Cincinnati Black Voices. I've counted 8 girls.
Yeah, they're missing.
I've counted girls first. I've been sitting here watching it. From the West End, from downtown, from Avondale, from Bond, all over the city. So you don't even have a pattern on where these girls from 15 to 21 are disappearing from.
Mm-hmm.
They're disappearing all over the city. Nobody has any idea where these 8 girls are vanished to. And they were kind of disappearing before that, but we noticed that since December, it's been boom, 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 boom. And we know about the X trafficking. We know about the farms, the breeding farms, and all in
the harvesting.
It's almost $600 a gram now. $603. I think. I don't even know what the organs are now.
The organs, they're looking for organs.
They're looking for organs as well, but I know how much melanin is per gram right now because of the missing Black women. So when we talk about this upcoming war in itself, we're procreating, but we go missing right now. And who goes missing? The breed procreators, the nation builders. They're going missing. What happens to the men? I just read on that same Cincinnati page, this guy got shot in the head, that guy got shot and killed, this guy succumbed to his gunshot injuries at UC hospital, yada, 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 yada. So the men are being killed, the women are disappearing. There's a war in itself happening in our own community on top of what's happening as far as economically and what's happening, you know what I mean? Just in everyday life.
Yeah, I know what you mean. That's how it is. I mean, you know, that's how it is. That shit happens, man. You know, you just gotta go ahead.
I gotta ask more questions. Do you guys?
Wait, we're chopping up.
Oh, okay, sorry. If you guys want more questions, it's not.
Okay, they're saying the video's choppy. Is it getting better? If y'all could let us know in the let me know.
Y'all are kind of choppy, but you know, I'm used to it.
You're choppy. We're
no,
just
I
choppy.
said y'all choppy. I'm used to it though.
I'm not on 86. I'm on 2, but if I cut off. No, I'm on 2, but if I cut it off.
Is it looking a little more?
Does it sound like it's getting better? It says so far for now.
I mean, we can hear y'all. Y'all just moving crazy, chopped up when you move. It's better now. It's better now.
We're at 1:20. We're supposed to be a short show.
Oh, it's always supposed to be a short show. Is it too long?
Yes.
Is it too long, Chief? Well, you want to get out of
Oh
here?
yeah, I'm ready to go eat, man. I ain't fooling with y'all for 2 hours a day.
No, that's what we do. That's what we got.
I just always have a whole bunch of questions, but I'll say questions.
Okay, so you guys make sure you're stacking, you're averaging your Bitcoin, whatever coins that you are working on. Make sure you have extra non-perishable goods. Make sure you have medical supplies. I don't know why I couldn't think of that word. Medical supplies.
I know.
Medical supplies.
Yeah.
Sure. I know a lot of people like to come around, talk and make these New Year's resolutions. So do the things she's talking about. Also, I like to see people, if you can find in your budget ways to cut things off and take the savings and stack there. If you can buy a little less of this.
Deeper, right? Okay. Many of you who have tier 1, you should have something called whatever your bank's name and what it is it's a special year-long statement that shows you where your spending is. 85% of your spending is miscellaneous. You have a spending problem, right?
Oh yeah.
So it'll say like 18% of your spending went to groceries, 22% of your spending went to gas, percent of your spending went to Amazon. You want to look at where spending is going. If you have wraps to go over your legends coming anyway, our connection's crappy. Tax season's coming anyway. Don't rely on the person who does your taxes to do this. All 12 months of your banking ledgers, and you look at where your spending is. Get you a 5-pack highlighter, highlight groceries, highlight miscellaneous, like code it, and then see where your spending is. Add it up. Take the time to do this so you can see where you can be better. And this is a part of discipline. Ryan Coop DeVille Cooper, what up, what up, what up? Work Your Dream MD. Thank you so much for joining, and thank you for letting us know our audio is fine. We are going to wrap up. We'll be live again, not Friday, Saturday, because we got to take our son out, stuff like that. But definitely Saturday.
Love Saturday.
Okay.
Love Saturday.
And if you guys really like the content, many of you absolutely love it. If you can subscribe to our page and to the Chief's page.
Shout out Chief LLC.
Right.
So look that
it's
up.
all connected.
Look it up.
It's right there on the screen.
And it's all connected here.
It's
so
just,
you guys should be
on YouTube. It's at the Chief LLC. It's just all connected.
Hi, dear bit.
Yeah, so that Chief, that's my homie, man. He was being super disagreeable today.
That was you, man. You was talking about stuff that really wasn't. I was like, what the hell is this guy talking about, man?
But we love y'all, and we will see y'all on Saturday. Bye, y'all.
All right.